It's Volcano Valley, and you know something smooth?
What?
I don't like this stage.
Okay, same. Anyway,
Yes, we're back with more Sonic 3D Blast. It's the blast from the past, and it's coming at you fast. Wow. Thought of that right on the spot. I'm incredible. That's a
a lot
lot
of
of
rhyme.
rhymes. Too many rhymes for anyone to handle. I'm like Knuckles. Uh, except I
Lord.
actually do chuckle. But let's stop with the lame Sonic jokes. Yeah, we're in what is this place called?
I think it said
Volcano
Volcano
Valley.
Valley.
And
I believe so. Or Volcanic
yeah,
Valley,
something.
one of
It's a
those.
volcano. You get it. This place
Yeah. It
is
burned.
one of the more challenging levels. Definitely once you reach, I'd say once you reach the area that we were last in, the icy place that whose name you know, it's hard to remember because there's so many snow levels and ice levels in Sonic games, so it's really hard to remember the names of every stage. When it's like,
Because there's so many that have the same theme. Like, how many different lava and
yeah,
ice
like
levels are there in
there's
Sonic?
Lava
A
Reef,
lot.
there's Red
Red
Mountain,
Mountain.
then there's the lava place from I can't get this bird, it's driving me insane. He's
There's technically Crisis City and Flame Core
Crisis
from oh
City, Flame
06.
Core. I'm trying to remember what the one from Lost World is.
Uh, I think that one literally is just called Lava Mountain.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pretty
you
sure.
get the gist. There's a lot of these kinds of stages. It's kind of easier like in
Yeah.
Mario games, right? 'Cause every stage is pretty much just like World 4-1, 5-1. They don't actually have names for every zone.
Yeah, I will say the one part of this stage that always annoys me is whenever you're trying to go past some lava or fire tunnels or whatever it is, and you dodged a fire. Your birds don't.
Yeah, the birds can take the damage from the fire, they can get knocked off of you, and then you're stuck having to try and track them down all over again. It's a frustrating stage, it really is. It's really not a very forgiving stage. It's difficult to navigate, it's difficult to get through. There's fire
Uh,
everywhere. There's these fire jump ropes. You try to jump across the lava and there's more fire. It's hot.
but you can find flame shields that do make this stage a
Yeah, the
lot
flame
easier.
shield is really broken in this stage. And you're going to see it in the next stage. I didn't find one in this stage, but in the next stage, the flame shield is extremely broken because most of the obstacles
I
are
believe,
fire related.
yeah, and I believe this stage, like those blocks on the floor, there's like certain areas where they'll have like hidden pitfalls that you can go into,
Yes,
and you can get to a little
that's
secret area.
correct. He's right, guys.
And normally those, for once in my life,
Yeah,
yeah, like, and it also doesn't help with the
it
perspective
does
of this
not
game
help at all.
with some of this
Like,
stuff.
so right here, like I died, right? Did I touch the lava?
What?
Did I touch
It
the
didn't look
lava?
like
I
you
don't
did.
think I did. Uh, but yeah, I died right there, so good times. Um, well, we're right back into it, and yeah, the perspective is weird. The hitboxes can be weird. Like right there, like did I touch the lava block? Did I touch it?
You were okay that time you did, but the first time, nah.
It's just hard to tell.
You
And
were
then these
away.
dang birds. Oof. Yeah, this one's not super fun, not gonna lie. Not a big fan of the stage. Not a big fan of it at all. Um,
First time I played it, I did not like it.
yeah, you know, like there's always sort of a level in Sonic games where I think, you know, you turn it on, you're just playing and just messing around trying to kill time or whatever. There's always a point where I think people just stop playing a game. Like, you know, in Sonic 1, it's like a lot of people, they'll turn on Sonic 1, it'll just play up to Marble Zone and they'll be like, all right, that was fun. And then they'll stop.
Even even though the other stages in that game aren't even that bad.
Yeah, but
you
it's
know.
just like, you know, Green Hill is it's the thriller, and then you go to Marble Zone and it's just like, all right, well that was Marble Zone. Or like,
Yeah, it really is like a dead stop for a game where you're supposed to go super fast. It's like, here's this super fast stage, a lush and glorious green hill and everything. And here's Marble Zone, where, I mean, if you know the route, you could get through it pretty quick. But if it's like your first time playing as like a kid, I could see you taking about 7 minutes in each
I more
act,
so just
if
meant
that.
like if you're just, like me or you, right? Like if we're just playing Sonic 1 just to mess around in it, or at least just for me personally, if I'm just messing around in Sonic 1, usually I'll stop at Marble Zone because I'm like, I don't feel like actually thinking. I don't feel like platforming. I just want to like run and hit stuff.
And it's not even like just Sonic games. Like there's any game in general where like you talk about the game, it's just like, oh yeah, this game is really good, except for this part.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. Like, this game I'd say at least takes a while for me to be over it. Although Rusty Ruin is definitely like I think that could be a dead stopper because that zone is just I think probably the worst zone in the game. still,
Yeah,
even though this one gives you
yeah.
trouble, I think Rusty Ruin is still the worst. It still holds the crown.
Yeah, as I said in like the other games that I was in, like as a kid, there was always one level in almost every Sonic game that I played as a kid that always stopped me, and I could never beat the game until I, grew up. Like as a kid, there was always just one level in every single game that I could just never get past, and that prevented me from actually beating it. I think I never actually beat a Sonic game until I got Generation.
That's awful.
It is. As a kid, yes, who was a big Sonic fan, yes, it is.
Well, it took me a long time to beat Sonic Unleashed because I had the Wii version as a kid, and those controls were just not great. In like the platforming was very, very slippery, and I could not beat it. To this day, well, actually, no, I did beat that game. Yeah, oh no, I totally did beat it. So, yeah, I guess you're alone on that one, Smooth, because I totally did beat most of the Sonic games that I played. I remember I put down Sonic Unleashed for a long time. I definitely put it down for a long time and didn't touch it because there was this one stage, and I remember it was Chunan Night, one of the night stages in Chunan, and I was just like, I'm over this. I'm done with it. Because the platform was so slippery. But yeah, I totally did beat that game though.
Yeah, I think for some reason, one game that I technically could have beaten as a kid was, Colors, which is considered one of the easiest Sonic games. I don't know why. I just kind of just put it down. I never got stuck. I just, for some reason as a kid, just put it down whenever it came out. I don't know
Sometimes
why.
it's like that. Recently we've been playing Sonic Superstars, and I think maybe it's just the timing. I like Superstars, and I have beaten the game once. First playthrough with Amy, because, it's the year of Amy. It's our 30th anniversary. Also, it's just, you get to play as Sonic and Tails and Knuckles all the time. You never get to play as Amy, so I wanted to do my first playthrough with Amy. And Superstars was great and everything, but it took me a while to finish. I just finished it, like, last night, which, for context, since, nobody would really know what last night means, I got the game day one, and I think it's been, like, a month, and I haven't beaten it until, like, it took me like a month to finally finish it, and it's like a 3-hour game. 3 to 6 hour game.
Yeah, I haven't beaten it quite yet. I'm literally on the final stage. It's just I was kind of on like a schedule with the amount of games that were coming out during that entire
that
week.
game came out.
Like I had Sonic, I had Spider-Man, and I had Mario.
Spider-Man, and
like,
Mario. And I dropped Spider-Man and Mario for Sonic, so you can tell which of us is the real Sonic fan. Mm-hmm. Yup.
Okay.
But, real quick, though, we have the Flame Shield, and you can see how overpowered it is. They will put regular bubble shields in this stage. Don't touch them, because they will just take away your Flame Shield and they'll ruin your day. So you don't want to have your day ruined, so don't touch them. You don't want that.
They are a disease.
They are
Do
a
not
sickness.
touch them. They are the plague.
And another thing with
away.
this stage is that it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get lost here. Like, it's very easy to not know where to go. At least for me. Maybe I have no sense of direction, but there's no map or anything in this game, or at least in this version of the game. I think that in the later versions of the game, like the Saturn and the Windows version, there is a map, but I believe that in this version in particular, there is no map. So that stinks.
A map definitely could have been great. Because no, like a lot of these stages look the exact same throughout the entire act that you play. So if you get lost in this game, I completely understand.
Yeah, it is like a maze, but that's part of what I like about this game. This is an interesting Sonic game, and this is one of my favorite Sonic games on the Genesis, although all of the Sonic games on the Genesis are my favorite Sonic games on the Genesis. Like, I don't think there's any one game of Sonic on the Genesis where I'm just like, well, I can take it or leave it. I thought you were gonna say something about a certain game that I hate, Smooth.
Oh no.
I guess we'll save that little bit of foreshadowing. There is one Sonic game on the Genesis that I absolutely do not like. I absolutely do not like it. Yeah. Bad times. So you see where I just was. Yeah. It's gonna take me a while to get back there. So you'll see what I mean in just a moment here, right? Because from this point forward, I am officially lost. I have no idea where I am. I have no idea where I'm going. I cannot figure out where to go. And it's going to take me a while. I'm going to be wandering around quite a bit, trying to figure out where I am. I am officially off the grid, yeah. I got all the birds. I got a flame shield. But I do not have a clue where to go. But, you know, it's not all bad, because right here, we can run into Knuckles, and he does absolutely nothing for us. I was contemplating, like, engaging with him to get a 1-up, but I didn't want to lose my flame shield, because if you remember, if you have a shield and you go into a little bonus area, you will lose your shield, so I just ignored him in that instance.
Like, I like how the shield just kind of looks like it's just gone.
Yeah, the frame rate, so from where I'm watching, actually, it's still there, but it definitely can look like it's vanishing, especially right now, where we're going to speed up because I'm lost, so... It looks like I'm just walking through fire. No, I still have the flame shield. I just have no idea where I am. So we're just gonna speed up through this because I don't want you all to watch me sitting here not knowing where to go. And here's a 1-up right there in that box. If you could blink and miss it, right? Let's see. It's actually kind of mesmerizing though, like the lava effect. It's very mesmerizing.
Yeah, when I first played this game, I definitely got lost in this stage, especially
it's like, because, see right there, that thing doesn't come down, so I was walking around, and I probably walked past it several times, and that thing just wasn't down. But, like I said, this part right here, you come back to it, and it's just like, oh, yeah, remember that from, like, a few minutes ago? Yeah, this is where I was supposed to go, so, yeah. Good job, me. So I've got 4 lives, and we're going into probably one of the hardest boss fights in the game, because the angle at which you have to jump on this boss is really, really tricky.
I agree. And I know what this boss is.
This is Volcano Valley.
Oh, it is Volcano Valley.
So, yeah. Eggman's going to drop down into the center here. There's some rings along the side. Now what you have to do is you have to platform onto these skinny pipes right here. And all these pipes are at an odd angle as well. So you have to jump and land on one of these pipes. And they periodically shoot up little flames and whatnot. So you have to watch out for those. And you have to stand on these pipes and then jump into Eggman several times. But he's also going to shoot out this flame thing that's going to hit you. And you just got to be careful. Get on the pipes. If you can, it's hard to jump on them and land on them. This flame, like, serpent thing, it's gonna come out and hit you, and boom, dead. 3 lives, gone. It's like that. It's just like that.
I think there was one time I. There was one time.
Now, you can cheese them pretty good if you can just get like a really good angle on them. Like right here, just keep jumping. I just had my fingers crossed and I was like, I hope he just dies. I was like, I hope.
Burn, Eggman, burn! Boil! Boil, egg, boil!
Yeah, I did it. A little bit of headbanging for victory right there.
Yeah,
It was tricky though. It was tricky and it was not easy, but we made it through. And now we are in Gene Gadget, which is actually one of my favorite zones in Sonic 3D Blast. I like Gene Gadget a lot. It's a fun zone. It's a nice little
Bird
did not want to get caught. This is one of my favorite zones to look at in the Saturn version. And oh, I cannot wait until we get to the Saturn version of this game. Or at least I get to it. Because Smooth, I don't think you're going to be joining me for the Saturn version.
As far as I know.
Well, actually, it's my decision. So no, you won't be joining me for the Saturn version. But...
Okay. I'm just kind of here.
Well, I don't want to force you to sit through 2 playthroughs of this game. It's a lot. But the Saturn version,
Unless
we are going to be doing something very special for that version of the game. So stay tuned. It'll be a really cool time in Sonic. So yeah, good times.
What would you say is your favorite, like, well, not final level, but like Eggman level in
the whole series?
Yeah. Or I guess the classic games if you want to just do those.
In the classic, so in the whole series, I think it's, I'm really, I was thinking Eggman Land at first from Unleashed, but I think that probably my favorite in the whole series is Egg Fleet from Sonic Heroes. I just think that it's a very hype. I love Sonic Heroes, but I think that stage is just so cool because it's just like this fleet of Eggman warships and you're just going through it, and it's just it's awesome. It's challenging. It's just great. It's a great time. And I love this animation right here. That's why I stopped, because I love that animation of Sonic just like floating on the air, contemplating his choices.
I'm free! Free as the wind!
Yeah, it's funny to me. But in the classic games, I think my favorites, Eggman. That's a really tricky question. My favorite Eggman, it might be this one. It might be Gene Gadget and Panic Puppet.
Really?
Well, Panic Puppet is like the real end, but yeah, I guess Gene Gadget doesn't really count because it's not really the final zone. There's another zone after this one.
I mean, technically the same could be said for like Egg Fleet, because you also have Final Fortress, but Egg Fleet is still a part of that whole like.
Yeah, I mean, thing. Because Panic Puppet is its own zone. Like Gene Gadget is its own zone, and yeah. Egg Fleet is like its own, like that's a zone. There's like Egg Fleet Act 1 and 2.
I guess instead of just saying final, I guess I could just say like favorite like Eggman level or something like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that, and I do. I'm not really sure why the game is just like stuttering and hiccuping here. It's just. I think it's just this version of the game, but this is the only version of the game that I have on my PC. Next time, maybe I'll use an emulator. Maybe that'll give us less trouble. But yeah, there's frame rate dips, and I really can't tell because I've never played this game actually on regular Genesis hardware. And if you're wondering why I ran through these pipes, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And I immediately realized that I need to go back, but it was too late.
Oh no!
What have I done? Smooth, what about you? What's your favorite Eggman like zone in all of Sonic, and then your favorite classic one?
Actually, I have to think about this for a second. I'm torn between, I'd say, either Final Egg from SA1 or, ironically, Eggman Land. Because that stage, very freaking challenging, but when you know what you're doing in it, fun.
I think it's fun
is,
because
I mean,
it's
but-
challenging. It should be. It's Eggman
Yeah,
Land.
Yeah, it's supposed to be just like downright hard, a downright hard stage.
Man, I miss playing Unleashed. That was a good
But
time.
I've been thinking about replaying it.
I think there's just like
But yeah,
it's too many. Well, I still have to finish Frontiers. I haven't done the DLC for Frontiers. Been very, very busy.
oh yeah, the final.
Yeah, I've
Horizon.
not done the Final Horizon yet, and I still have to go through and get all the memory chips and just all the collectibles and stuff that I missed. It's a lot, but I want to 100% that game.
Yeah, I like how I collected all the character tokens or heart tokens or whatever they were called before that DLC
Yeah,
dropped. I just
I
did it just
remember that,
because.
and like then where it was just like the DLC dropped, and it's like, oh, these count toward progression now, and I was like, you jerks.
I see now. I'm like, oh well, guess I'm done
Yeah.
with that.
But I like though my one disappointment in Frontiers is that they never fixed the draw distance. That's my one gripe with that game in terms like it runs great, full 60 frames a second, doesn't drop, looks beautiful, but that draw distance is such a distraction. And I've seen on the PC version some people have like modded the game to make the draw distance like less jarring. But from what I understand,
Yeah.
from my limited knowledge of game development, I think it's just an issue with the Hedgehog engine where it's just not really used to rendering things at that level of distance. So there's not really anything I think that can be done. But I was hoping that, in these updates, they would be like, and we've made it so that the draw distance isn't, completely super choppy and weird. So, you see this right here? This is pain.
Oh god.
This is
yeah, I remember
absolute
this
pain.
part. Oh.
Absolute pain.
But I mean, honestly, the draw systems didn't really
I'm a
bother me
snob.
much
I'm
in
a
the
snob.
game. But I mean, it does depend on the person, like what they look into
Yeah,
for like a
I am a
game
snob.
and,
through
and
through.
everything.
I like to play games at the
Yeah.
highest possible quality, even though like my PC is like good. Like I have a 4080, not a 4090, and 4080 gets good performance. But like I would prefer to have a 4090. But I don't think I think the 4080 was on sale at the time that I bought it, and also like I bought it not really for gaming purposes, but because my editing software kind of needed a better GPU. Anyway, though, that's a random tangent.
Yeah.
But I'm like that's why I don't play my Switch very much, because I only play first-party games on Switch and Switch exclusives. I do not buy third-party games for Switch. I don't see the point of purchasing a third-party Nintendo Switch game, because why would I want a version of the game that does not look as good or does not run as good as on, PS5 or Series X? Why would I want that?
Yeah, I usually never get third-party games for Switch either. It's always first
Even
party.
Sonic Superstars doesn't look as good on Nintendo Switch as it does on Series X and PS5.
Really?
Well, of course not.
I mean,
Are you guys enjoying
I haven't
this
looked on
fun
Switch.
slide? I am.
the best fun slide of all.
Funnest slide.
But actually, but yeah, going back to that whole like favorite Eggman level. Honestly, yeah, I probably would say Eggman Land. I really like the challenge, even though it is a little long. Even if you're like trying to get through it as fast as you can, especially with those like hot dog missions. I don't want to talk about those. But you can usually get the time down to at least like 15, 60 minutes for the stage, which is very long. but I still really loved the challenge, and it actually felt like you feel like a champion after you beat the stage, because there was a lot
I'm not
thrown at you,
even.
and it really tests your skills
I'm not even
throughout the game
playing this
from
game
what you've
live,
learned.
but I'm just getting irritated watching just the struggle of just trying to jump and platform in this game. It's just so difficult. Oh, finally.
Again, PTSD live.
Well, this isn't the right way anyway. But like, oh man,
Well, crap.
it just stinks.
Oh, I know. Believe me, I know. This
Look-
part was not fun,
look at
especially
my
when the
birds.
birds start going down
Look
the
at my
slide.
birds.
Yup.
Look at my birds.
The birds. Not the birds.
Sometimes you'll see me pause when I'm playing a Sonic game, and that's just me contemplating life. Or probably you know, like in real life, I'm just like screaming at the top of my lungs. You know, I may seem very calm, over, you know, we're just doing the voiceover, like doing SatePlay. But boy, I'm a rageaholic. Let me tell you, Smooth knows. Smooth.
Yup. Yup. I've heard it.
I get really mad playing video games, man. It's hilarious. Smooth. What's the angriest you've ever been playing a video game?
Ooh. Dude, I don't know. There's a couple of video games I've had that have made me like actually rage. Not like throw controller rage, but just like I can't right now. I gotta put it down.
Oh, I've done a lot of throwing controllers.
Believe me, I've heard that.
I don't throw my controllers anymore. I don't throw my controllers. Although I haven't really played anything that's made me angry enough to throw a controller.
Trying to look at my game gallery to see if there was any games that actually made me mad when I was trying to play them.
I still remember
I
the
mean-
one game that made me the angriest in my entire life. But go ahead.
I mean, I have a couple, with them still being Sonic related, because I'm still trying to think of other games that aren't Sonic that have actually made me rage. But I think one of them was Shadow the Hedgehog, and it's that one level that I'm sure every person that has played the game knows about, which you have to hunt down those artificial chaoses. And the first time I ever played
Remember
that
the
level,
marathon?
I was so
Remember
annoyed.
the marathon? How long I was playing that level for? Crazy stuff.
Didn't it get up to like 40 something
But
minutes?
that stage is glitched though, where sometimes one of the chaos just won't appear. It's glitched. So like, that's
really?
what I
I've never
heard.
had that
I heard
happen.
the stage is bugged, but also that stage can crash on you because remember it crashed on me like twice. That same stage. All that being said though,
Oh right.
I like
yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog actually quite a lot. I like that game.
Oh, I do too.
I
I do
think
too.
that
It's
when
just,
it's good. When
that
it's
level,
good,
man.
it's good, and when it's not, it's not. That's all you can really say.
But oh yeah, I just had
Yeah.
another quick one. Well, ironically, going back to Eggman Land, whenever both me and Jax were going for all the achievements in that you can possibly get on Xbox for all the Sonic games that were on there.
Yeah.
But you know, and Unleashed there is those hot dog missions, and Eggman Land has I think like just 3 of those. It's just 3 just going through the stage. And for everybody that knows how hard that stage is, trying to go through it without dying 3 times. That was a long 3 hours that night. Because that was the last that was like the last achievement or 2 that I needed, was just getting all those missions done.
I do
Oh,
not
hey, the
recall
boss.
having any trouble with that. I think I just did them all the way through and just 3 times in a row without failing.
I think I was also just really tired that day from work, and I was just really wanting Unleashed done because it really was a grind for some of that stuff.
Yeah.
But ironically, I would do it again if
Lost my
re-released
mind
it.
playing Sonic and the Black Knight. I did not enjoy that game. Remember,
I haven't really played that or Secret Rings
I
much.
like
I need
Secret
to.
Rings.
That's
I
actually on
kind of
my
have like
backlog.
sort of like rose tinted like memories of Secret Rings because it's like I played it when I was in high school, right? And because
Hmm.
I had always heard that it was awful, and I borrowed it from a friend and played it, and I was like, wow, this game is actually like not as bad as people say it is. And then the further I got, the more I was like, oh my god, I really like this game. Sonic and the Black Knight was not the same. Sonic and the Black Knight was like everybody talked about how much they liked that game, and I played it and I was like, this is awful. I was like, I can't stand this. This is not fun. Um, yeah, yeah. So that'll be an interesting one, and it's one of the few because I am a Sonic fanboy. I will be the first one to tell you that. I cut the games a lot of slack. And or not that not this I wouldn't say that I cut the games any slack, right? I'd say more so that I can find enjoyment in almost any Sonic game. Black Knight is not one of those games. 3D Blast is one of those games. And we're all done with this part. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Sometimes you go on a tangent and you lose track of time. And it's just like, oh yeah, it's right. It's episode's over. But next time we're gonna be in Panic Puppet and we're gonna finish up with Sonic 3D Blast. It's been a great time. I really enjoy this game. But any case, we'll see you next time. Until then.